Grewal.
Sorry. So what happened at the federal level?
I think it was Bill 380 was defeated. So that was the Fisheries Act, an amendment to the Fisheries Act, as I understand it. So and then we always said it should have been at the federal level. So I still believe, as I said, it was the right thing to do. However, we have a court decision, and so we need to repeal the bylaw.
Is that the Toronto court decision that you're referring to?
Yeah.
Okay.
And the vote was just taken.
The vote was just taken that we will just the information that we had in the in-camera be received, and that the bylaw be repealed.
And then in full council next week, it'll be fine.
Repealed, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So it still has to.
And hopefully, I believe during the discussions we had in the committee that we had. As I said, I still believe it's the right thing to do, given what some of the pictures we did see over that time period. But I do believe that things will change on their own as our young people believe that this is the right way to go. So I don't have a problem with it.
Was there any consideration to waiting until the court case, a decision came out of it?
I think at the time, as I said, we haven't had the committee in place for quite some time, but I think there was some discussion about that, to wait and see. However, council did decide at the time, for whatever reason, that we should move forward in the hopes that maybe that might have something to do with the final court decision. And I don't see that there was a problem in doing that. We did not, as you know, put it forward at the very beginning. We gave it some time. We gave, I think it was probably until June, I guess it was, when it was finally put into place. So there was a significant amount of time in the committee, as I said, to give the opportunity to get as much information as possible. But again, I think we always did believe that we should be at the federal level.
Yeah. But why not wait until the court decision comes now?
Well, I think sometimes if you move forward, given the information that you have, and the fact that, again, that I think it was the right way to go, that I think that it might have influenced that court decision. Who knows? I don't know. I just think maybe, in my mind, you're asking me personally, I thought it might influence the court decision. But again, we knew... You would have preferred to have waited until... No, I felt that we should move forward, given the information we had. But again, I think I just can go back and say that we knew that it really shouldn't... I felt that it probably should not be at the municipal level. I think we were just trying to make a statement that this was the right thing to do, and that looking at those pictures was, pretty difficult.
Sorry, Chris, I'm just going to ask one last question.
No.
In terms of possibly influencing the court decision regarding, the challenge in Toronto, how do you think making this decision to repeal the bylaw might influence the court decision in Toronto the way you want to see it go?
Well, I guess I just felt that if Toronto was behind this, and other municipalities, as you know, passed similar bylaws, that they would see that there was some merit that it should be banned. So that was just my own personal view.
Right, but so wouldn't waiting until after the court decision have been a better support?
It might have been. It was just a decision that we decided to move forward. But you're right, it could have been a better way to go. We have done that in the past. Sometimes we have waited to see what the outcome of that court decision in terms of moving forward. In this case, we chose not to. Was that the right thing to do? It's difficult. It's difficult to tell at the end of the day. But it was a decision based on just the right thing to do, and we shouldn't have to ban it. It should just happen. Really. I mean, why should we need a ban, and why should we need a bylaw? And I didn't, really want to spend a lot of time on it. It was something I just felt strongly about. I sit on the Conservation Authority. I'm very much into preservation and protection, and that was the position I took. My colleagues happened to support me on that, but do we need a bylaw? No, absolutely we shouldn't need a bylaw. It just should be the right thing that we should do, and the federal government should see that as well. So it's disappointing to see. Having said that, there's a lot of disappointing legislation that's not going through these days, and amendments to certain things. So, but it's hopefully down the road, it still might happen.
What was so what's the genesis of it? Is it essentially that the Toronto ruling coupled with I guess this federal decision not to make it a federal matter? That's the city just said, you know, we basically, we don't have the authority. I know you've received that legal opinion before, and then so basically we're not going to pursue it any further.
I don't know what Toronto's doing. I'm assuming Toronto's not pursuing it.
Right.
And that was my understanding in terms of what I've read in the newspaper. They're
And
not
so the
pursuing it.
city has basically said, based on what's happening in Toronto and what happened at the federal level, we're not going to pursue our bylaw.
Well, there's really no point at this stage of the game. We have a court decision. We've been told that it doesn't come under our municipal jurisdiction, and clearly, I guess the federal government are not going to address it as well. So, it is what it is for the time being. But again, you know what? We shouldn't need legislation, and we shouldn't need bylaws.
People should
It
be
should
able to make
something-
ethical and moral
I would
decisions on
think
their
so,
own.
yeah.
Thank you very much, Pat. I
Okay, thanks.
appreciate your
Yeah,
time.
no problem.
Thank you.
People should be making ethical and moral decisions on their own.